15 Statute 635 is ratified by the Congress of the United States. As a council member of this tribe, I am bound by my oath of office to uphold that statute. Article 11 says anything that comes through Indian country has to have an assessment and damages. In this case, it's subjective assessment. This tribe has adopted a social impact assessment, which is a methodology that is not recognized by the United States. It does no such measurement of the damages to communities at that level. The United States almost did it when Exxon Valdez happened to the Tlingit village in Alaska. They almost adopted a methodology. It didn't happen. So we adopted our own. It's called the SIA. It is a methodology that every person, company, and the United States is bound to recognize. And that's the impacts. You know, we have survived incredible odds. You must know that we are Sitting Bull's people. You must know who we are. And we sit on a previous military fort. And we have survived that. And we have rebuilt on what was taken from us. We survived Wounded Knee, a massacre. We are survivors. We are fighters. And we are protectors of our land. And if that social impact assessment can protect this homeland for 7 generations, then perhaps we could look at a proposal from any company. But we realize we are in a national sacrifice area. We have always been. The Black Hills are part of our territory. National sacrifice so America could take the largest gold mine and take all the gold from our people. We have about $5 billion in the treasury that we did not take for payment of that gold. We are a national sacrifice area. We were the #1 military zone. They nationalized our airspace to protect this country. And in my lifetime, a national sacrifice area to build the dams so that there could be hydropower and revenue in the national interest for this country. And taking my home, flooding it in the middle of a cold winter. I know what it is to be homeless. I know what it is to be hungry in this great land of plenty, where we are lived in the richest riverbed in the world. So it's nothing for you to come and say, we want to do this. We want to be friends with you. But Section 106, what the National Historic Preservation Office has addressed, is ancestral territory. It was very astute for you to go around the northern boundary of Standing Rock as we see it in modern times. This is treaty territory. Those are ancestral lands. 50 yards, 100 miles north is treaty territory. So you are bound by Section 106, by the laws of this country, to adhere to those laws that are federal laws for the protection of our people. So it wasn't very, very cool to go just 50 feet north of our boundary. We need to know also that there's been a $5 million claim filed on the Bakken. $5 million a day for what's going on in the Bakken in treaty territory. That's been filed in 2007. So we are not stupid people. We are not ignorant people. Do not underestimate the people of Standing Rock. We know what's going on, and we know what belongs to us, and we know what we have to keep for our children and our grandchildren. In 15 Statute 635, we are also keepers of the Missouri River to the east bank. To the east bank. That's statutory. And the Army Corps of Engineers, in all of their underhandedness and their control they think they have of this river, is our territory. You mentioned nothing about the water. You don't want to infringe on native lands, but our water is our single last property that we have for our people. And water is life. Miniwi choni. You as a human being cannot drink oil. You need the water to survive. 75% of our body is water. We believe in the natural systems that we have. We have fought for that. We have sacrificed for it. And we're still waiting for the compensation for the building of the dams. We are still owed on the construction of those dams $339 million. That's probably a drop in the bucket for your oil company. We're still owed for the actual revenue that comes off of it. We are owners of 13% of the hydropower on that river. How do you separate it? How are you going to separate the oil from the water when it's contaminated? How are you going to do that? Only the Creator can do that. Maybe in your high technology, you think you can. But this is our property. This is our homeland. And we are protected by statute. There is statutory law that has to be changed. And let you know that we did go on record to sue Keystone XL pipeline to stop it. And we are going before the Public Utilities Commission in South Dakota because they have to redo their licensing process. And we will do whatever we have to do to stop this pipeline, as we do 55 other pipelines proposed in North Dakota. Dakota, North Dakota, Mia Ma Dakota, I'm Dakota. Dakota means friend and ally. This was Dakota territory. This is treaty territory. This is where you agreed not to come into my territory. We signed a treaty of peace that you would not come here. The state of North Dakota and South Dakota, they filed an enabling act to join the Union of the United States, that they would not interfere in the affairs of the people who lived here. And that was upheld by the Supreme Court of the United States in 1964. So we have put on our best. We will put our best warriors in the front. We are the vanguard. We are Hunkpapa Lakota. That means the horn of the buffalo. That That's who we are. We are the protectors of our nation, of Ochete Shakoi. The 7 council fires know who we are. We will put forward our young people, our young lawyers, who understand the weasel words now of the English language, who know that one word can mean 7 things. We understand the forked tongue that our grandfathers talked about. We know about talking about both sides of your mouth, smiling with one side of your face. We know all the tricks of the Washichu world. Our young people have mastered it. I have mastered your language. I can speak eloquently in the English language my grandmother taught me. But I also know the genetic psyche. And I also have the collective memory of the damages that have occurred to my people. And I will never submit to any pipeline to go through my homeland. Mitake ase.